Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we're doing a special edition of Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Cloudcast and sponsored by Mission Fed Credit Union. We're live at Noah Homes' annual Summerfest, celebrating 40 years of exceptional care at Noah Homes. We are honored to be joined by the inimitable Molly Nocon. She is the CEO of Noah Homes. How you doing?
I am doing just great, thank you, and happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday to you as well, and joined by Alexis Parker, who is my co-host on this special edition, but we're going to be interviewing her as a board member of the Noah Archangels Foundation. Hey, Alexis, I'd like to be on this other side of the mic.
Well, it's different, but I'm ready to go.
Right. We'll start with you on this, Molly. How did you get involved with Noah Homes? I know something about a little person that was near and dear to your heart, correct?
Kind of an older brother named Herbie who became very affectionately known as the Sheriff of Noah when he lived here for 14 years of his life and had an enjoyable time. Kind of the typical family story of things happen, you needed a place, and he wanted his own life, and Noah Homes became that place for him for 14 years, so I was thrilled.
Right, exactly, and, you know, I know the experiences were wonderful with that. And when did you step into the CEO job?
It was a progression of starting off helping on the board as family involvement and then seeing there was more need, and I had a background in business, and that became a big part of it. So probably about 4 or 5 years later, I got into a role of board chair and then moved over to be an interim CEO. And gosh, they kept me around for 15 years almost.
Yeah, well, and you got another 35 on the docket.
Apparently.
You're not allowed to go in that aspect of it. Before we go back to ask Molly a question about what makes life so special here at Noah Homes, talk about your involvement with Noah.
I was the executive director of an organization called Home Aid San Diego, and around the country, all of our chapters partner with the building community to help build homes for the homeless and organizations such as Noah Homes that are looking for help in going to build their facilities and at a reduced price as well.
So you built how many homes here?
We built 2 10-bedroom homes.
Nice.
And they are memory care homes so that the residents who live here through end of life and get Alzheimer's will be able to stay here in a home-like setting through end of life.
That's really good. As we hear the band practicing in the background over here, Molly, that's we're at the annual Summerfest of Noah Homes, and we are live here. What a beautiful, beautiful campus you have here. Listen, this question you could answer in about 4 hours, but we don't have 4 hours for it. What makes a community like Noah Homes so special to you personally and to the people here?
You said the magic word, it's a community, and we want our residents to feel they have a community like all the rest of us do, and it's super important that that is something that becomes part of their everyday life, whether it's here, whether it's in the community around Noah Homes, and people like our board and Alexis and others help us make that happen for them every single day.
Yeah, without question. There are a lot of challenges, currently impacting this community, to say the least on this. If you were to just mention some of the few that are at the top of the list for this and how these challenges they actually be mitigated or maybe even eliminated.
I think the biggest one that we all struggle with is more housing, just like we do in every other piece of the community. People with disabilities are struggling to find housing. The autism community is focused on it as well because it's getting so big. And we're doing everything we can to make it as inclusive as possible, but we need help, we need money, we need funding, we need ideas, because every community across the country looks different based on where they live and what they need.
Right. So is there a waiting list to get into Noah Homes?
We always like to call it an interest list.
Okay,
and there is
good.
one. It's about 200 people that start with us sometimes as early as 10 years old. We can't take them until they're an adult, but we always encourage people to get to know us so that we know who they are. And when the right opening comes and the right fit comes, we'll know who it should be.
Right, exactly. And Alexis, I know you're so laser beamed on working with this group. Why did you join the Archangel Foundation?
Well, when I first met Molly, 6-7 years ago or something, I found in her a passion that couldn't be beat. And everyone here has been here for years. And they're dedicated, they're professionals. They like to make sure that the residents here are having the happiest life they can have. And for me to be able to bring an organization to them that saved them over $1 million on the building of the 2 10-bedroom homes was just something I couldn't pass up.
Right. So now you're on the Archangel Foundation.
Yes.
Is that the fundraising arm?
Yes,
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
And when I retired from Home Aid San Diego, Molly immediately called me up and goes, "What are you doing now?" And I go, "Nothing." And so here I am doing something very special to my heart.
No, and that's great that you made that pledge of $1 million. Coming out of your personal wealth. We have it right here on
Hooray,
the podcast,
hooray.
exactly over here. Alexis has just fainted, and we're going to revive her certainly.
Here, sign on the line, Alexis. Sign on the dotted line.
No, in all seriousness, we know. Listen, there's a lot of things that make this great organization run. Certainly money as well. But as you talked about, Molly, and we heard from our previous guests, the sages, it all comes down to heartfelt love that oozes out of the DNA, and anyone that walks in here on that aspect, talk about how that is just part of what Noah Homes does.
We've always said that Noah Homes has a bubble around it and that our bubble is that community. And we know that everything we do to work hard to preserve this community is something that's always paid back to us. And we were taken care of in COVID. We were taken care of when our rates went away. And we just know that if we work hard and continue to work hard, then we're taken care of. And people all around us make that happen every single day.
And they certainly do. We're listening to a special edition of Spotlight on the Community, brought to you by Cloudcast Media and sponsored by Mission Fed Credit Union. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast. We're live at Noah Homes Summerfest, annual Summerfest. As you can hear in the background, everyone's ginning up for a big time tonight, celebrating 40 years of exceptional care at Noah Homes. Molly, you've been on my Spotlight show a variety of times. This question is coming. What can our listeners do to help elevate and promote the passion you folks have at Noah Homes?
I think the biggest thing people can do is have an open mind to what a community can be and to help us understand and make a lot of other people in government understand that a 4-bed home is not the only community out there, that there's thousands of ways to create that community concept. And to fund all of those ideas is important because we all know that we need more, not less. And so let's all be open-minded. Let's make sure that we share the message of a community and come see us. If you can come tour, you will see exactly what Noah Homes is and why we want more across the country and why people come to us every day asking for help.
All right, so what's that website?
www.noahhomes.org is our website.
Very good. So how do they, Alexis, support you as an Archangels Foundation member? Obviously contributing, funds certainly helps out. What else can they do?
Well, I think just the Archangel Foundation can bring more people to actually take tours out here at Noah Homes. When you see what they've created here and the passion they have and the strength of the organization and the people that run it are something very special out here. And Molly and her team are doing a great job in trying to make this community operations for their residents and other residents across the country nationwide.
Molly, talk about this, and you're very good at this, as is the whole staff. And Alexis, you did it, and you're a great run, working in the organization you had before as well, and that is collaboration. We can't do this by ourselves, and we have to have people rowing in the same direction as we are. Talk about some of the groups that you work with that are great to collaborate with, and you can never have enough of that, can you?
Never, and our biggest collaborators are some of our local officials, Senator Joel Anderson, County Supervisor now Joel Anderson, former senator, a lot of government officials here at San Diego Regional Center, but we also partner with lots of organizations across the country, the National Task Group, UCSD, the nice guys who are here barbecuing right now to make sure our event's a success. We will partner with anybody who will listen to our mission because it's that important to us.
Yeah, without question, and I'm sure you feel the same way, Alexis, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, when Molly asked me to be on the Archangel Foundation, I couldn't
Couldn't say no for 10 different reasons, but that's good.
Couldn't say no because number one, I love that woman, and she's
something.
very persuasive, which
Yeah.
is a good thing.
Yeah, in a very positive way in that aspect as well. I think one of the things that when I learned a lot about what you folks have done, and on our Spotlight show, we've had a lot of people on with special needs recently. One of our good friends, Derek Danziger, that's a PR guy, wrote a book on autism. He goes, I'm autistic and I'm very proud of it and all that business. And so we've been involved in that type of stuff. But I think one of the main things is just getting people to understand that, these folks that have these challenges are great contributors to society without question. They have a lot of spirit in them and so forth. And just letting people understand, boy, there's a lot more to it than you see. Talk about that.
Absolutely is. And there's lots of studies about people that have autism and other disabilities that can do particular tasks that might be redundant to us, but to them it's a very strong mission and they do it right the same way every single time. And they're very proud of their jobs and very proud to have that involvement. And they don't mess around. They're there on time, and if somebody is not on time, they wonder what's going on. So we always think they're some of the best employees you can possibly have. So think about that when you've got a task that maybe other people don't think is so great, but there's some wonderful people out there that would love to be partnering with you.
Well, and there's also something I think that's part of it that also oozes out of you too is loyalty. They'll go to the nth degree. They'll go through brick walls, and I know you're nodding your head on that, Alexis. Comment on that.
Well, not only the loyalty, but Drew, when you and I walked in today, one of the residents here immediately came up to us, hi, welcome, shook our hands, smile as big as you please. I don't think I've ever seen anybody frown here.
No, and he did a great job, by the way, and I told him as such. Molly, any final comments?
Just the fact that I love the part that we get to be part of this community, and that Noah Homes has been a big part of that for 40 years. And the economic impact we have, the ability to provide homes, the ability to make families feel safe. I think the biggest compliment we can get is now I can rest. Now I can know that no matter what happens to me, I mean, unfortunately, we get people that already have diagnoses that are not great. I don't care if my diagnosis is my child's safe. And that's that horrible question, what happens when I'm gone? And none of us want to face that with a loved one, and we can now take care of that, but we need to help thousands of people across the country be able to say the same thing very quickly.
No, that's great. Shout out that website one more time.
www.noahhomes.org.
Well, Molly, it's always a pleasure. You always put a big smile on my face when I see you behind the mic here. And Alexis, thanks for all the great work you have done with running a Home Aid and what you're continuing to do on the Archangels Foundation. So thanks for your great community service as well.
Thank you, Drew.
You bet. You've been listening to a special edition of Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Cloudcast Media and sponsored by Mission Fed Credit Union. We are live at Noah Homes' annual Summerfest, celebrating 40 years of exceptional care at Noah Homes. We hope you enjoyed the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.